Here comes the Queen, and there is the First Lady, looking magnificent. Talk us through some of this, Daniela. What are we seeing?
Yeah, we're now seeing the royal procession into the ballroom. So these are the pictures we've been waiting for, running a little bit late, unusually. What was happening, well, there were some photos being taken a little earlier that delayed things by a few minutes. So this is the royal procession into the main ballroom at Buckingham Palace for the state banquet. And there we can see the President in white tie, and next to him she's a diminutive figure, the Queen, but the Queen is there next to the President. Behind the President, the Prince of Wales and Melania Trump, and then Woody Johnson, the American ambassador to the UK, and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Prince William again there with the Prime Minister Theresa May, and we are seeing
the Duchess of Cambridge there with Steve Mnuchin.
Secretary to the Treasury. Again, we're seeing a number of captains of industry, the head of Shell, the head of the consultancy McKinsey, are all part of the guest list here for the state banquet.
This is the ballroom that we're seeing, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the ballroom inside Buckingham Palace, where as we've been discussing with all your wonderful facts and figures, there is this U-shaped table that has been laid out with an extraordinary number of items dating back hundreds of years in some cases, that have been taken 4 or 5 days to actually lay the table out ready for the state visit.
Yeah, and we've got all the various business people who've been invited here, standing in, as you say, in a horseshoe, and the Queen and the President are making their way to the top of the table. That's where they will sit, and then we'll get a toast and speeches from the two of them.
The Queen first and the national anthem played. So what we will see, we should see the President and the Queen sitting next to one another. We see the Queen there pointing to where the President should sit.
Yeah. I was told that there were 19 serving stations in the room this evening, so that they can get the courses timed correctly, because of course they're following the Queen's lead, aren't they, Daniela? Each course is set by when the Queen actually finishes, and she does tend to eat quite quickly.
She eats quite quickly. She won't be hanging around, I have to say that. You know, the whole state banquet itself will probably last about an hour and 20 minutes or so. She won't be hanging around at all. So, you know, these are the pictures that we're seeing of all of the guests standing there in their specific positions, ready for that state banquet to start, with the toast, with the speeches, and with the national anthem.
And on the menu tonight, we've got Windsor lamb and strawberry sable at the Queen's state banquet, it says here.
And a halibut starter, I do believe.
And a halibut starter with watercress mousse, asparagus spears, and chervil sauce. And that will be followed by the lamb, which comes with a herb stuffing, spring vegetables, and port sauce. And the menu, we're told, has been chosen from 4 possible alternatives that were presented to the Queen. And it reminds us that this has been in the planning for so long.
For months and months and months. So, exactly. And that menu, the Queen will have overseen that menu and approved it. Just a few little other details that are coming through in terms of what people are wearing. The Queen is wearing a dress by Angela Kelly, who is her own personal dresser and designer that she often works with. The Duchess of Cornwall wearing a dress by Bruce Oldfield, the British designer, and the Duchess of Cambridge wearing Alexander McQueen, where she a designer she often turns to, a design house that she often turns to for big.
So Theresa May, I can just see sitting at the corner there, between the ambassador and the Duke of Cambridge. One of her final events as the Prime Minister.